Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We've got a 31 card non-sport, about half vintage and half 90s PSA return here. So let's get right into it. Again, 31 cards. This is all non-sport. So, all right, starting off 1993 Topps Nicktoons. We got Doug there in the PSA 8 on the sticker. Most of this stuff is really low pop, you know, just a few copies in each grade and that type of thing. But my eBay store, again, in pretty much everything here except for 2 cards will be for sale. eBay store link is in the description. All these cards are either already listed or soon to be listed. A few I'm going to send to the Fanatics Weekly, but it's all over there if you want to check out any of these cards. And I'm also running a 10% off sale store-wide, so everything is available and on sale over there. Next up, another 93 Topps Nicktoons. We got Chucky there in the PSA 8. Also, I have some of these running for auction right now on Fanatics Weekly. Some will be ending Sunday and some will be ending next week. So these are cool cards. You can get them pretty cheap. So all right, next up, 1991. These are fun. This is the Peanuts, Charlie Brown, Charles Schultz preview set here. We've got Franklin in a PSA 6. These grades came back all over the place. These were wild. Like, I was expecting most of these to be 8s or 9s. The centering is like the borders are really thin on both sides. So the centering's just kind of all over the place, and I feel like I got a grader that was kind of just throwing out some numbers here. I mean, I'm not going to say they were wrong by any of the stretch of the imagination, but you'll see here as we go along just how wild some of these are. Another Franklin here, so just a good example here. Like this one got an 8. These are all brand new out of the sets. I bought like 5 sets, so this one's an 8, this one's a 6. I mean, this one is definitely thin on the right, pretty bad. So I guess that's probably about right, but yeah, this centering is pretty brutal on the Franklin 6 there, but cool cars nonetheless. Got a ton of these in this order and in orders to come. So this is one of the cards I think I'm going to keep here. This is a 1911. This is the T99 Sights and Scenes, and this is the Parthenon at Athens. I think they messed up that label. It should have been T99 Sights and Scenes of the World, and then Parthenon Athens should have been at the bottom, but that's all right. PSA 4, so solid grade here. The thing I really like about this set is most of this historic you know, ancient landmark type, these type cards are typically tobacco size. This is a full-size card, and I really like that because you can really see the art better. And I love the gold bordering. I'm really happy with a 4 too. Like, I thought that was even a little bit high. It is centered really, you know, dead sharp there, but that bottom right corner and the bottom left corner, I thought those were pretty brutal. The back looks pretty good. Panhandle Scrap Soap Royal Bengals, the Parthenon at Athens in Greece. On the south side of the Acropolis on a terrace stands the Parthenon, the chief glory of Athens, and even in its ruins, the most perfect specimen of Greek architectural genius. This temple of the Virgin Goddess Athena was erected by Themistocles or Simon, and seems to have been completed about BC 437. It was the work of architect Tinius, while the sculptures are believed to have been designed by yeah, so very cool. I love ancient history. I love Greek and Roman history. I love these historic landmarks. So I think this is definitely one I'm going to hold on to. So very, very, very cool card there. The PSA 4. All right, next up, Nicktoons, another sticker here. We got Patty in the 7. Got really hammered on these. Typically these are 9s, but these I'm probably just going to send to Fanatics to dump off in the weekly. Hopefully get, you know, 15 bucks, 10 bucks, who knows, maybe. All right, back to Charlie Brown here, 1991. This is a good one. A Boy Named Charlie Brown, PSA 9, so that's solid. I'm sure that's a pop 1 or 2 at the most. This one probably graded out easier just because it has more of a thicker border. It's harder to be, harder to get hammered for that. But yeah, this is cool. I like how they're all in the director chairs down there at the bottom. I think that's really neat. I guess I didn't show you the back of that Franklin card, but this is what it looks like. Just a little caption there. The debut for the Peanuts characters in feature films. The action followed Charlie Brown to the National Spelling Bee, where he lost in the finals by misspelling Beagle. Produced by Lee Mendelsohn and Bill Melendez. The film was directed by Melendez and featured the modern jazz score of Vince Guaraldi. The film opened in December 11th, 1969, famed Radio City Music Hall in New York City. So this is a cool set. It's a small set, 32 cards, but my mom is a huge fan of Charlie Brown. So that was sort of another risk mitigation strategy here, is like, I am grading a lot of these, and I'm gonna hold back a handful to give her for Christmas. I don't think she'll care she has no idea what PSA grading even is, so I can even give her the 7s and the 6s, and she's not gonna know the difference or care. She'll just display them with her other Charlie Brown collectibles, and that'll be fun. So kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. Sell what I can, give my mom the rest, and maybe hold 1 or 2 for myself. All right, next up, this is my favorite card, obviously. I think it's the coolest card in the set, but this is the Charlie Brown here, number 7. Love that image, just so Charlie Brown, him upside down, tied to a tree, just got tangled up in his kite, just perfect. Perfectly fitting for the character. So I've always loved Charlie Brown. Again, so many memories watching those, the Christmas special, the Halloween special with my family, still do to this day. That's pretty cool too. Debut October 2nd, 1950, nicknamed Blockhead, ambitions to win a ball game, to kick the football, to get his kite to fly, heartthrob, favorite expression, good grief. I say that all the time. I wonder if I picked that up as a kid from watching this stuff. So just awesome card. I'm definitely gonna hold 1 of those for myself eventually. But again, I've got these spread out across a few different orders. So I love the coloring on these two, just really sharp cards. This is the Literary Ace here, so featuring Snoopy hard at work on the typewriter. This got a 7. Again, this one, I mean, it's off-centered, but I don't know if that's, I mean, is that a 7? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I've looked at other, graded copies online. People that got, there's very few 10s, and the people that have 10s have them priced to the moon, like hundreds of dollars. I've got most of these lower grade copies priced pretty reasonably, I think, just for how few of them are in slabs. But yeah, I think I probably have this one for like $20-$30, something like that, and who knows if anybody will even be interested at that price. But another Literary Ace here, PSA 8, so we got a 7 and an 8 on those. All right, do another Nicktoons sticker here. We got Roger in the 7. Again, just really hammered on these. I think I ran a little bad on this order overall. It started off like okay with some of the vintage non-sport, but just another 7 on Tommy there. I think I have an 8 or a 9 of this card running at PWC or Fanatics Collect weekly right now, so I'm curious to see how that does. But just really tough results on those. Here's Charlie Brown in an 8. That's a solid card there. I really like this one a lot. I've got this listed now, but if nobody buys it, this is one I wouldn't mind holding on to. I got to keep at least 1 copy of this one for my mom. I would like to keep 1, and I think I have 5 total. I know one of my raw copies is really bad, like centered, so I probably won't even submit that one, but so I might have to reconsider, potentially pull that one down. We'll see. Here we got Pigpen, always a favorite character here. He forgot to rake his hair, so that's pretty cool. Let's see what it says. July 9th, 1954 was his debut. He wants to be a white collar worker. Likes walking through mud puddles, dislikes taking a bath. Pretty straightforward stuff there. All right, how about the Flying Ace? Here we go. Classic character. We've got the PSA 7 there. Oh yeah, that one's got, Oh no, that's part of the card. I thought that was a stain or something, like a mark, but I think that's part of the print. So, yeah. Another pig pen here, and this one got a 9, so we got a 6 and a 9. Now, is the centering really that? It's pretty good, I guess, but let's look at the 6. Was there? Yeah, thin. Yeah, that's pretty bad on the right. Pretty bad. But yeah, pig pen and a 9. That's pretty solid. I'm sure that's a pop one. That's a sharp card there. PSA 9. That's pretty satisfying. All right, how about Snoopy? They couldn't have picked a better image for this one. PSA 8, the doghouse. Beautiful card. Just really beautiful card. Absolutely wonderful. Let's see what we got to say here. Debut 1950. Ambition, write the great American novel. Dislikes obedience school. Getting up in the morning. Favorite sports, tennis, golf, ice hockey. Favorite foods, chocolate chip cookies, pizza, root beer. Favorite movie, Citizen Kane. Orson Welles. He's got taste for the classics. All right, we got 2 Snoopies in this order. That one got an 8. This one got a 7. One of each. Let's compare the centering again. Yeah, maybe I was just being too reactionary, and when I saw these grades, maybe I didn't run bad. Maybe it's just centering, because that one is bad on the right side. This one's definitely nice and even. So maybe that grader was sharp. Just I'm the one that's kind of misjudging these. All right, next up, Boy Named Charlie Brown again. This one got an 8, so an 8 and a 9 on these. Again, like how it features all the characters there. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, how about some vintage Hollywood? Here we got Marlon Brando. This came back on 1. I always like this, the studio series. I like it because they got the little signature there, and then they got the studio logo, so Warner Brothers there. I always thought that was pretty cool. This one's got a little bit of creasing and some registration issues, obviously, but a nice clean back. So Marlon Brando there. My favorite actress, actor, celebrity to collect, Elizabeth Taylor. Very cool, sharp card there, very colorful. PSA 1.5. I always love the 0.5s, but you got the 1962. Oh, and sorry, the Brando is from 57. So again, love this stuff relative to vintage baseball. That card was probably $2. That card is probably $2. Put them in a slab, $15. You're under $20. Not a lot of risk there. Again, if you have to dump them in the weekly, maybe you lose a few dollars, is what it is. But I collect them. I'm happy to kind of let them sit on eBay for a bit. And if I get bored with it and don't want to wait any longer, just send them to the weekly, and that'll be that. This will be one of the other cards I'm going to keep. I'm going to keep that Parthenon card. I'm going to keep this one, the Monroe. I don't have a lot of Marilyn Monroe cards. I thought this one was pretty generous to get a 2. Those corners are completely round, so I thought this for sure would be a 1. And this one's even fraying on the bottom left there, you can see. But I love that image. That's dead center too. That's a really dead centered card now that I look at it. That's pretty nice. But 56, again, think about a 56 mantle. How much is that going to run? A 56 mantle that looks like this. You think Marilyn Monroe is not a big deal? Like, the thing is, people like don't collect this stuff just because nobody else collects it. And that's just kind of the way it is. I mean, some things just don't get momentum, and it's just like people like me that see it and like it, and you got, you know, a small amount of organic demand. But again, I probably paid 20, 30 bucks for this card. Marilyn Monroe stuff is more expensive, but I mean, think of that. You're not going to be picking up, you know, raw Mickey Mantles from 1956 and having the opportunity to grade them yourself and for, you know, $15 with PSA. It's a really fun part of the hobby for me. I think it's an overlooked part of the hobby. Again, it's confusing because, you know, these sets are kind of all over the place, but it's not really that confusing. I mean, it's like the 50s and 60s. There was a bunch of cards printed, and, you know, you just got to kind of figure it out and look on ComC, look on eBay, A lot of sellers, you know, have these for sale. But yeah, this has definitely got tremendous eye appeal with the centering. Love how it says 20th Century Fox there. Again, just really great stuff. The back is clean too. I'm always really particular about the backs of these cards. I don't want any marks on them. I don't want any, you know, bad like tape stains or anything like that if it can avoid it. But all right, next up, back to Snoopy here. We got Joe Cool in the 8. Pretty neat one there. So it looks like on the more like direct character cards, they have like their quote unquote stats, and then on these sort of like spin-offs, they have sort of just a little summary or flavor text sort of deal. This is one of my favorites here, and this is definitely one that I might hold back or make sure I get a copy of for myself, and one for my mom too. I gave my mom one of these ungraded a few years ago for Christmas. Me and my buddy Dan had been buying a few of these cards on eBay, and I showed them to my mom, and she just wanted to keep them. So she has one of these in a top loader at her house displayed now, but the PSA 8 is cool. But this is just such an iconic scene from the Peanuts show and the comics and all that. Let's see what they say about it on the back, the psychiatric booth. So Lucy has been counseling people, particularly Charlie Brown, since 1959. Then she charged only a nickel, but when the first winter's frost caused a need for hot chocolate, that cost increased to 7 cents. Lucy says she's well qualified to practice her art for the simple fact that she knows everything. She is always blunt and to the point, almost painfully so, but Charlie Brown is constantly coming back for more. This is just really iconic imagery, and it's so cool, just so colorful. Just a really, really, really sharp non-sport card there, PSA 8. Another vintage card. This Marilyn Monroe I've had before and graded it with SGC and sold it. I'm thinking about keeping this one. Again, that's pretty dead center, and the color looks really good. It's PSA 1, but damn, that looks nice. I have this one listed on eBay. The back has a little bit of a mark in the upper right there, but not too bad. But yeah, this is, and love these these no excess like baggy or anything on these slabs. So I don't know what they made this label with all this stuff, like yeah, I don't know, like it's so wild. That's probably again another just sort of detractor for people, like who's going to see that and have any idea what that is in terms of the set. But essentially, this is one of her first Dutch gum cards, 1955, 56, 57. Just really good eye appeal, though. Very nice. All right. Actually, there's a couple more cards here I'm going to keep potentially. This is the Christmas special, 1991. I mean, it doesn't get, you know, much better than that when it comes to Charlie Brown, but just again, classic nostalgia. PSA 8 there for the Christmas special. Had a few grease cards in this order and did pretty well. This is the Rydell High's Hottest Romance in the PSA 7. That's got to be just a low pop 2 or 3. I can't imagine there's many higher, maybe a few, but that's a great card. Really solid grade. The centering on these is absolutely horrendous on most of the cards. I just got 6 complete sets of this, and I'm just going through them and pre-grading and screening all of them now, and it is really tough to find centered cards in that set. Danny got a 7, but again, super thin on the left. I have a 6 of this already that looks better, so I'm just going to sell this one. My 6 has better centering than this, so this one's going to go, but that's a great card. It really is. John Travolta looking like $1 million. And this one's really nice here. I think this is the best card in the set, probably the highest demand card in the set. Typically, most people would know the #1 card in the set, subjected to a lot more damage risks. This one, Danny and Sandy, obviously the 2 main characters, Olivia Newton-John, John Travolta, PSA 6, solid grade. Again, the centering's brutal, top 2 right corners, a little bit of white there, bottom 2 not as bad, but still bottom edge is a little rough. But still a super respectable grade on this, and you can see that surface there looks pretty nice. Yeah, so that's a sharp card. I can't remember if I might have to keep this. I don't know. I have it listed, but I don't know. I'll have to check and see if I have any copies I can't remember if I already own a copy of that in a better or similar grade, but then we've got, this is always a cool one, Sandy's Big Change. Again, Olivia Newton-John, looking sharp, smoking a cigarette, good color, decent centering, PSA 6, but yeah, classic scene at the end of the film there. This is one of the best cards too. I prefer the this image with there's the same card in the regular set, like with the pink borders. So grading some of those as well, but that's a really good eye appeal on that card. Let's see, 2 more cards. One more Christmas special here for Charlie Brown. This one got an 8, so both those got 8s. And then last card, 1924. We got a Ben Franklin here, 1924. Buck Trout Inventors. Ben Franklin in a highly respectable PSA 6. So cool art on that. Looks great in the slab. Got the lightning. What else could you want there? So very good. All right, non-sport order, that is that. Again, check out my eBay store, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram. Appreciate you checking this one out. And again, go over there, check out that 10% off sale if you're interested in any of these cards. And keep an eye on the non-sport section of the Fanatics Weekly. I'm always sending, you know, a handful of slabs over there too. So, and that'll be that. All right, take care, everyone. Thanks.